I hope that I get all this sound edited out when it comes down to it, because there's a lot of sound going on. And that's what happens. It's almost 9 o'clock, as you can tell out of the window. And yeah, we're still going strong. Welcome in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, a free to play. Thanks for being here. Appreciate the time. Appreciate you being here. Everything is loud. I'm going to pause. I'll be right back. Total chaos. Baby crying. People yelling. Cats and dogs living together. You get a kid? I hope not. I hope I get it filtered out. Apologies for it. Let's get going. It's free to play. This is the free to play. It's the 30th, last day of June. Hopefully I get it uploaded. And probably won't see this in such long because the odds that I'm going to get all this rendered and everything before we're done is slim at best. I'm going to pause again. So if this video ends up like it was back in the day where you could hear background sounds and all that fun stuff, apologies. Try my best to filter it all out post. We'll see how that goes. I'm not exactly what you would call optimistic, though. All right, let's go. All right, so a lot of videos about people with all the things for these characters. I don't know. We're going to try our best to figure out what it is we need to be doing and how best to get there. Fortunately, we got really good kill run drops from what I just saw because I was only half paying attention. But he's the 6 stars, so that's good. I'm going through this on, because not for now, but for later. And of course, we need to start getting mods together sooner or later. But it's probably going to be, I'm just going to keep diving in here and going for mods. I have no idea if it's going to work for us, but we're going to start doing mod pulls every day, and we'll start getting modding materials. Look at where we are. We're at 61 here with these. We're trying our best to get these mods together, guys. But it's seriously slow. And it's very tedious, arduous, whatever you want to call it. But we're doing our best. And it's really, I don't know. I feel like we're in a place where they're just going to keep doing this cycle over and over. Where they're going to be like, hey guys, this thing that is really accessible, it's going to be the one team that you don't have that you're going to need for the raid. And all the other things going forward are going to be, hey, you need this shiny thing over here. You need this shiny thing. And it's going to be this whole perpetuating cycle where every year, where we're going to be, unless you're on it, unless you're modding right from the get-go, you're going to end up getting just annihilated. And it's going to be a perpetual cycle where it's going to take you, unless you start that day, and unless you happen to be unless you are diligent and you're like maximizing every bit of everything. Because how long does this game last? Or we had the 3 classic raids, the Rancor, the tank, and the Sith Triumvirate. And then right after I started 2 years ago, back with my original account and the Hyperlight account. We've been, hey, Great Dragon, now the Indoor raid, now the Naboo raid, now this raid. But at least with this, they've said it's going to last at least a year. So you know that we've got from about the end of June to about the end of next June to do what we want, to do what we need to do, and maximize it to the best of our ability. Apologies for the baby crying if you hear him. He's right on the other side of the wall. I apologize for that. I don't know if the AI is going to take it out or not. I hope so. And it was something I was trying to avoid, but I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like we're going to be like, I feel like it's going to be very hard for newer players who are trying to be free to play. I didn't even get that Kelron thing that was available. The whole thing with the 66 shards. I mean the thing for Temple Guard. I'm like, no, it's going to take away my gather tag. We're not doing that. Nah, no, not me. Because that's it. And so you need to be aware, if you're trying to play this game free to play, they're trying to kill free to play. They don't want, and it's like, so you have a choice. And the thing is that I think for the most part, not 100% sure, but for the most part, the days of the $9 Lightspeed bundle, or like the Shadows of the Empire, or the whatever bundles for $10, I think they're over. Why? Because CG has found out that, hey, we'll just put this shiny out there, and people will jump like dogs to buy this because they want this shiny. Because we just saw this the last round with the Kylo bundle and all of the other bundles. And it's just you need to make a commitment, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for you to keep doing the leading edge raid and trying to farm anything without buying it going forward. Apologize for the baby crying, but yeah, it's just the reality of where we are, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that for whatever reason, CG feels like they get a cash grab all of a sudden. And it's very cash grabby. And for whatever reason, we made it. This game has been around for 9 years before they started empty. It was around for 8 years before 7 or 8 before they started doing all this thing with the crate raid. But ever since then, it's been getting increasingly more and more cash grabby. And you need to be prepared for that reality going forward. To just know that, hey, if you're going to try to play this game, there's a certain amount of stuff that you just need to accept. And you can play it free to play. But you're going to have to grind. And you're going to grind, and then you're going to grind. And at a certain point, you're going to have to come to the decision that, okay, I've built up all these characters. How far am I going to take them? When am I going to stop? And then the moment you decide when that point is to stop, you've got to switch and go back to farming what you were farming before. And then if your guild requires something, and you're not comfortable farming it, you need to be okay with asking questions and being like, hey, I did XYZ. You wanted me to do this. I'm trying to do this. can we come to some sort of agreement that about whatever the issue is, and be prepared to know that there might not be a compromise. Because I keep telling you, things don't have to be as hard as people make it. Like, you can be free to play and be successful in this game, but just know that because you're willing to work with the other side, doesn't mean that they'll be willing to work with you. And so if they're not willing to compromise, if they're not willing to allow you to do this because you're at a point where you think you're good and you need to go back and farm Jedi Cal or whoever, well, then you need to be prepared to say, hey, you know what? It's been real, but I guess to go. You need to be okay with that. And if you're not, you might have to deal with the consequences. Anyway, I'm going to jump in here real quick. Get my TW stuff assigned. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate the time, as always. Appreciate you being here, being willing to, I don't know, listen to whatever I'm talking about, which, may or may not be, I don't know, but appreciate you nonetheless. Means a lot. Hold the line. God bless. Remember that I have friends everywhere. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.